Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. If you're tuning into this, you're probably wanting to know how to fix a 2-button foot switch. This Egnater Tweaker 40 combo amp I have, like a lot of amps, came with a foot switch that had a cable hardwired in, and what that means is this cable here was just directly wired in, and you couldn't swap out the cable if an issue occurred. The issue which happened for me was that the channel button stopped working, which meant on my 2-channel amp I could not switch channels. I was just stuck in one channel, which was quite frustrating. So what I ended up doing was opening this thing up. I pulled out the cable, which was just hooked up to this right here. This cable is just running right through. So I got some pliers. There's a little plastic nut that locks it in place. You just pull that out, cut the cable off. This thing here, just throw it away. Don't need it. So next what I had to do was get a stereo TRS jack, shown here. And I've already got a cable plugged into it. And what the stereo TRS jack or socket does is it allows you to put a jack onto your foot switch, and then you can just plug in any stereo TRS instrument cable. And I bought a 2-pack of these, some 15-footers, and this is running to the back of my amp. Now luckily on the back of my amp, right where I plug in this thing, the foot switch cable, it said for the tip, that would be the channel control, and for the ring, that would be the effects control. I'll show you the front of the pedal again. So yeah, so this would have been right here, the tip for the channel, and then the ring for the effects. And you can actually see here, this is touching the tip, and this is touching the ring. There's also a third wire, and that's the one in the middle sticking out above. That's for your ground wire. All instrument cables, whether they're mono or stereo, will have a ground wire. And you can see the metal running around from the tip and ring metal. It runs to one of those other connections there. So basically what I did was, on this, the red went to the tip ring, and the yellow or white effects button went to the ring, and then the ground wire from this cable hooked to the ground, which, as I said, the ground was in the middle there. I believe the one on the left is the ring, the one on the right is the tip. So it took a little troubleshooting. I put it in a few times, and I don't know, something seemed loose, so it wasn't quite working right. But I eventually got it, and I put some electrical tape just to make sure nothing can touch each other. I had to strip a little bit of the cable so I could get access to the wire. And I had my solder here, a little bit of electrical solder, and be careful with these things. I hit my hand on it, it kind of hurt. Anyway, now I'll demonstrate how this thing worked. So we're gonna unplug this from my sample jack. Right, and now we will plug the cable in. And we'll take this over to the amplifier. And I'm just gonna turn this on in standby mode to demonstrate. So you can see right now it's on the overdrive channel, or channel 2. Really on this amp you can program channel 2 to be clean or overdriven or crunchy, whatever you like. So now we're on channel 1, channel 2. And then the effects loop right here is running to this second longer pedal board I put together. So to turn that on, we hit effects. Turn it off, and it goes off. And I like to have that effects loop on there. I usually leave it on, but let's say I'm having some kind of feedback issue. It's useful to be able to turn off the effects loop to identify where in your cable chain the issue is coming from. Because I do have a preamp pedal board here with my tuner, compressors, a couple overdrive pedals, and a wah. That goes into my input jack. And then the effects loop is all these reverb, modulation, delay, vibrato, phaser type pedals, and a volume swell over there. Anyway, now that this has been fixed, I'll be good to go. And basically, if I ever have an issue, I just swap out the cable and hopefully won't have any more issues. Thank you for tuning in.